guys saying that joke, or was it serious? No, I'm serious. I think they showed up because I think people were spamming them about me threatening to logistical or something. I thought when they showed up, I thought they were here for Trump-related stuff. I think it was like a week ago. I don't remember when I told the story. But there were 3 guys when they showed up. First, I thought I was getting swatted. Then I opened the door, and then they said they wanted to talk to me. And then they asked me, they always do are there weapons here? I'm like, I got a lot of weapons. And then they asked for an ID. And they were like, we're here because of statements you've made online. And I thought it was the 8647. So we talked vaguely for like 2 minutes. And then eventually, the way that they were talking, I started to realize, like, wait a second, is this in regards to like internet guys? And then the guy like waited for me, and I was like, and then the 2 logistical equipment. He's like, and then I was like, oh, okay. It was not. I don't blame them. I mean, the FBI has to follow up on when people are spam calling them, but.
And intensely with the U.S. and Iran to end. And
you just, again, it was a swatting. True, actually, I did get swatted because that's probably the goal. Oh yeah, I should have taken notes or something, or recorded it. Well, yeah, because when he I just realized it was a swatting, because when they came in, some of the first questions they were asking me were, do you feel like depressed or anything? Or are you like okay? And I bet because whoever called in probably, because that's usually what you say, like he's suicidal, he has weapons, like he wants to do whatever. And I bet I just realized that's probably why they asked me that. I was like, no, I don't have anything like that at all. And then they asked me about like, are you sure? Are you on any medications for anything or whatever? Then this is why, is because whoever called in said that. So it probably was an attempted swatting. But I don't know why the FBI would come for a swatting. Usually that's going to be local law enforcement. Although I don't remember, but I might have already known these guys might have already seen me before, because the FBI came when Mike was making threats online, and they showed up to talk to me, and they were like, what's going on? Are you okay? There were people making threats, and I was like, it's a threat online. Like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. And they were like, okay, call us if you need anything. It might have been the same dude. I don't remember. I have no idea.
What can you tell us about your
Destiny's run-ins with online controversy have always been chaotic, but few stories show how far things have escalated more than the time federal agents appeared at his front door. What began as another flare-up with Hasanabi's fanbase ended with the FBI conducting a welfare check on him, highlighting just how dangerous and absurd the current online environment has become. The incident started in the usual way these things tend to. Heated arguments, insults thrown around, and mobs of fans turning a political disagreement into a full-scale harassment campaign. The difference here is that instead of just spamming social media or leaving hostile comments, some of Hassan's angrier supporters decided to weaponize the legal system. They reported Destiny to the FBI, alleging that he was armed, unstable, and possibly planning something violent. From Destiny's perspective, the experience was surreal. Hearing a knock at the door, he assumed it was yet another swatting attempt, something that has become depressingly common in the streaming world. Swatting refers to when someone makes a false emergency call to police in order to have a heavily armed response unit sent to a target's home. These incidents have led to innocent people being injured and in some cases killed. Instead of local police, though, 3 FBI agents were standing outside. Their initial questions revealed just how far the reports had gone. They weren't there about his political commentary or arguments with Hasanabi. They were there because people had contacted them claiming Destiny was suicidal, heavily armed, and ready to lash out. The agents asked him if he was depressed, if he was on any medication, and if he felt like hurting himself. These weren't questions born out of curiosity. They were standard checks when someone has been reported as a potential danger to themselves or others. Destiny realized in that moment that the entire situation was essentially another swatting attempt, but with higher stakes. Instead of a prank designed to scare him, this was an escalation meant to get federal agents involved. And because the accusations involved mental health and firearms, it wasn't something the FBI could just ignore. They had to follow through, investigate, and verify his state of mind. The irony is that none of this came from any real-world actions on Destiny's part. It was entirely the byproduct of online drama, arguments, and parasocial fan bases treating their streamers' grudges as personal battles. What began as Hassan fans being angry about things Destiny said online escalated into reports designed to portray him as a violent threat. It shows how the culture of weaponized reporting has shifted from trolling to potentially life-ruining tactics. For Destiny, the consequences could have been catastrophic. A poorly handled encounter with law enforcement, especially with firearms in the house, could have spiraled into violence in seconds. The agents arriving already suspected they might be dealing with someone unstable and armed. Had the situation escalated even slightly, say, a misunderstanding about reaching for an ID, this could have ended in disaster. The broader implications of these events go beyond one streamer. They reveal how easily misinformation and weaponized accusations can affect real lives. A small group of determined fans, angry at political commentary on the internet, were able to send federal agents to someone's home. That isn't just harassment, it's the exploitation of government institutions for personal vendettas. The ripple effects also extend into society at large. In an era where online identities and communities dominate social life, the line between internet drama and real-world consequences has disappeared. Law enforcement, courts, and even federal agencies are increasingly being pulled into disputes that originate in Twitch chats, YouTube comments, or Twitter threads. For agencies like the FBI, it means spending resources investigating false threats rather than focusing on legitimate cases. For content creators, it means living under the constant shadow of potential swatting attempts or false reports. This cycle is fed by the very nature of online communities. When fan bases view defending their favorite streamer as a moral obligation, they are willing to go to extremes. It transforms creators into figureheads in a digital war, where every slight is exaggerated and every disagreement becomes existential. Hasanabi's fans, by spamming authorities with false reports, weren't just trying to get Destiny banned from platforms. They were willing to risk his freedom, his safety, and possibly his life. Destiny himself acknowledged the absurdity of it all. He wasn't planning violence, he wasn't spiraling into depression, and he wasn't a danger to anyone. Yet the presence of armed agents at his door shows how fragile that distinction is when the internet decides to rewrite your narrative. The moment accusations are made, institutions are forced to act, and reality takes a back seat to perception. This story serves as a warning about the direction digital culture is headed. The normalization of harassment, doxing, and swatting has already created a dangerous environment for online creators. The involvement of federal agencies takes it a step further. It proves that internet mobs, given enough persistence, can transform petty arguments into federal investigations. On a societal level, this raises difficult questions. How should law enforcement handle false reports without ignoring genuine threats? How do we balance the need to protect individuals from harassment while also preventing abuse of emergency systems? And perhaps most importantly, how do we address the culture of fanaticism that pushes ordinary people to weaponize institutions against those they disagree with online? The FBI visit may have ended without violence, but it underscores just how much is at stake. One bad call, one misinterpreted movement, and Destiny's story could have been added to the growing list of tragedies caused by online swatting. Instead, it stands as another reminder that digital drama doesn't stay digital. When fan bases decide to escalate, the fallout can reshape lives in ways no one intended. In the end, Destiny's experience wasn't just about internet beef. It was about how fragile the boundary between online and offline has become. When disagreements over politics and streamers can lead to FBI agents knocking on doors, it forces us to confront a disturbing reality. The internet isn't just entertainment anymore. It's a battlefield where lives, reputations, and safety are all at risk.